everyone, welcome to the So Essential vlog. I'm Lucy and I'm here today to share with you some of the latest pattern releases. So these are sewing patterns that we've added to our website in the last month. There's a mixture of independent pattern companies and we've also had a new Burda release as well. So lots of sewing goodness in this one for you. As always, I'll pair the patterns I've picked with the fabrics that I think they'd work really well with. There's some really gorgeous ones in here too. And everything I talk about will be linked below, and we'll also put links to our website where you can find all the patterns and fabrics I talk about. Some of the pattern companies have released quite a few patterns in their latest release. I can't show you all on here, all of them on here, because it would just take too long, but you'll find all of the patterns we sell on our website. There's thousands of the things, so get on and have a look. And I'll get started with the first pattern for this week, which is the Sew to Grow Frankie shift and top. So it's a shift dress and a top as well, and it's got princess seams. It's got pockets that are side panel pockets, so they sort of run between the princess seam and the side seam, and then it's got an option for a sleeveless shift dress or a flutter sleeve, which sort of is sewn into the seam, into those princess seams again, which I thought was quite a nice design feature actually. And you can make it as a top or a dress, and I just really like the flutter sleeve version. I thought it looked really lovely, just something a little bit different. And I thought that if you made the top, so it's for sort of light to medium weight woven fabrics, I thought you could make the top in this lovely polka dot sage green popcorn crepe, this is called, which we've got on the website. We do it in navy blue as well, but I thought the sage green was a lovely colour if you're starting to think about spring and a bit of greenery coming back into our lives. But this fabric's great because it's lovely. It's got a lovely drape and movement to it, so it'd be ideal for those flutter sleeves. And also, I don't think this is going to crease either. It looks like it's pretty crease proof, which is great. So you might even get away with not ironing it after washing it. Can't hand on heart say that because I haven't done it yet, but I've got a feeling this might just be one of those fabrics. But either way, I think the creasing will be pretty minimal, which is always a winner for me in my wardrobe and the amount of washing and ironing I have to do every week. So, but I thought, yeah, if you made the blouse with the flutter sleeve in that sort of sage green polka dot and then wore it with a pair of high-waisted trousers, I thought that would be a really nice look for the office if you've got an office job, and just like a smart sort of day look really. I thought it would work really well. But I also couldn't resist sharing another fabric with you for the flutter sleeve dress version, which is this gorgeous John Caldor crepe de chine fabric. So all the beautiful colours, beautiful large floral print, and I think because the dress is sort of relatively simple on the front, you could carry this fabric really well, and I thought it could just be a bit of a knockout dress for wedding season if anybody's planning that far ahead. So that was another option for that pattern. The next pattern I wanted to talk to you about, I should just tell you the sizes for that pattern actually, the size range. So it goes from a 33-inch bust to a 48-inch bust, a 25-inch waist to a 44-inch waist, and a 35-inch hip to a 50-inch hip, so just so you know the size range on that one. There's also a couple of other patterns she's released which are on our website, so you can get on and have a look at those as well. Then I wanted to talk to you about the new Burda releases. So a couple of really lovely dresses here that are very much sort of nodding towards spring and summer. So if you're planning ahead, they're ideal. The first one is Burda 6221. So it's a lovely casual day dress. Again, a simple shift with bust darts. Both versions have got a V-neck, which I think is quite nice because it's more often you find round neck patterns rather than V-necks, so I thought that was quite nice to have a V-neck for a change. One of the shifts is just very plain and simple. It's literally just the bust darts and then there's a waist tie to go with it, and it's got like, got like what I would call it a grown on sleeve, so it's not sleeveless, it's not as shy on your shoulder as a sleeveless dress. It will just hang over your shoulder, but it's not a separate sleeve, so it's all in one piece, so it looks really nice and simple to make. And then the other version hasn't got the waist tie, so it's more of a sort of almost like trapeze style. It's looser fitting, but then it's got a ruffle around the collar and it's got some pockets on the sides as well, so you can have a bit of a play around with the different versions. But I just thought the simple shift dress with the v-neck and the waist tie, I would wear that all the time in the summer, and that's definitely quite a big gap in my wardrobe, is that I'm always looking to put more casual day dresses in there, because I think a lot of the time the reason why many of us might not wear dresses is because we feel a bit too dressed up or a bit too formal. But over the last few years with my sewing, I've found that if I can find the right pattern that doesn't feel too dressy, actually I feel mega comfortable in a dress, and there's nothing I'd rather wear, because generally they're more comfortable, they're less restrictive. So yeah, I thought this one would work really, really well and fit that bill well. And the fabric I chose, you can make it in, again, it's sort of light to medium weight woven fabrics. They're suggesting linens or cottons. And I thought that this fabric, which I used to make a penny dress last summer, which is a shirt dress by Sew Over It, it's a cotton lawn, it's a beautiful, beautiful print, and I thought, again, this dress would carry this really well because it's a very plain, simple dress. And this fabric, when I first decided to try it last year, I thought, oh, you know, I'm not sure, is it a bit loud, is it a bit over the top? But when I finished the dress and wore it, I got so many compliments, and I absolutely love wearing it. In fact, my mum said it's her favourite thing that I've ever made, so that was a nice bit of feedback. But yeah, I think this could work really well with that simple v-neck, the grown on sleeve, and just the waist tie. I think you could chuck it on with a pair of sandals and be ready to go. So that would be my choice for that one. We've just managed to get some, we managed to get some more of that one in, so there is a bit more that we've got some of the bolts downstairs. And then the other Burda pattern that I liked was Burda 6238. So again, this is definitely erring towards summer and spring, so you know, if you're planning ahead, these patterns are great, and that's the direction we're going in now. We're heading towards that new season. And it's a jersey wrap dress with an option for a sleeveless one with little shoulder ties and a waist tie, and then there's also one with little sort of flutter sleeves, down short flutter sleeves. So if you don't like having sleeveless dresses, I know some people don't, you've got a bit of coverage there. They have got a split in the sleeves, so you can expose a little bit of your upper arm, but you know, you could easily take that out and just have a normal flutter sleeve. There's also a little ruffle around the hem, which I thought was very pretty, and again a little waist tie. So another dress, really, I would go for the sleeveless one, and it's another one that I think I would feel really comfortable wearing this during the day, wearing it to work when it's hot and warm. You know, it feels quite sort of casual really, but you know, there's some nice little details like the little shoulder ties and the gathering at the shoulders. And the fabric I wanted to share with you for this one is this absolutely gorgeous jersey fabric. So it is a, let me just have a look, yeah, a viscose jersey. So it's going to be lovely and cool for summer, and it's got, you know, nice bit of drape and movement in it. What a beautiful print that is. I made a dress in the cotton lawn that we had last year of this design. It was a cotton lawn and it was like a mustardy colour, and it was absolutely beautiful. And then when I saw this turquoise jersey, we were just like, wow, that's amazing, we've got to have some of that. So I would choose the sleeveless version and make it up in that. In terms of the sizes for the Burda patterns, the sizing is on the inside of the, it's on the tissue usually for the Burda patterns, but their sizes generally run from a 29-inch bust, well, nearly 30-inch bust, up to a 57.5-inch bust, a nearly 23 waist up to a 50, just over 50 waist. and a 32 and a quarter inch hip up to a 59, and 7/8, so nearly a 60 inch hip. So that just gives you an idea of the sizing. But if ever you need to check the sizing of the individual pattern, just give us a shout and we'll do that for you, because it's not available on the back of the pattern packet. So that's the couple that I chose from the Burda release, but there's probably about 60 patterns in that new release, so definitely worth getting on and having a look at those. We always put the big commercial patterns, we put them in one section, a new season section. So if you go to sewing patterns by brand, you'll find a new season section there, and all of the latest releases will be in there, so that just makes life a bit easier for you. The next pattern I wanted to share with you is a pattern made by Rae, and they're the Lunar pants. So these are a pair of really easy to make, pull on, elasticated waist trousers. They've got elasticated cuffs around the ankles, so they've got a tapered leg. They've also got inseam pockets, and there's facings which are attached inside the pants to form the waistband. So I think really looking at these, I mean, this isn't a style I would normally go for, but as always I had a look at the hashtag on Instagram, and there's some really nice designs that people have made. And personally, what I felt worked well with these pants or trousers was to make them in a really nice flowy viscose fabric with a bold print, and then pair that with a plain t-shirt. And I think if I did that, I'd get a lot of wear out of something like this, and it would be something that was really comfortable and casual and easy to put on. But I think it would look really nice if you chose a nice striking print, which is why I chose our beautiful John Caldor, I think it's a Fernando fabric, which is a viscose. I've just loved this fabric from the moment we had it. It's got these lovely, I think they're irises on it, and it's like a bottle greeny sort of colour. Just a really unusual print, really nice drape and movement on this fabric. So I think it would work really well for those trousers. Yeah, and I think, you know, pair that with sort of a dark green t-shirt or a white t-shirt perhaps, or you could pick one of the purples out, and I think that would make a really nice casual, easy to wear outfit for spring and summer again. The next pattern I wanted to share with you is from the Friday Pattern Company, and it's called the Ilford jacket. And the idea behind this pattern is there's two different jackets styles. So it's got drop shoulders, and it comes with two sleeve options, a placketed sleeve with a cuff, and an easy to sew boxy sleeve for a more relaxed look. It's also got two lengths and lots of different pocket templates, so you can mix and match, so you can really sort of make this pattern your own, and there's some quite different looks out there created with this pattern. So some people have gone for linen fabrics and the longer jacket, and it looks very sort of flowing and casual, but then other people have gone for something like a denim or a canvas and gone for the boxy option, and then it looks a bit more slightly more tailored. It's not tailored, but you know, it's got a bit more structure to it. So I think it's a good pattern as well if you're someone who, come the spring, when, you know, I find a denim jacket quite useful in the spring, just to, when it's too cold not to wear a jacket. But if you're somebody who doesn't like that traditional denim jacket look, which there's a lot of people who don't, this could be a nice alternative for you. And the fabric I chose, which I thought would work nicely with the boxy version, was this lovely grey denim, because I thought that's quite a nice colour for spring. I know we're not there yet, but you know, this is the way the patterns are going, we're getting ready for that new season. But I thought grey's like a nice colour for the spring, because it's not too dark, it's quite a lightish grey. Goes with lots and lots of different things as well, so a great staple to have in your wardrobe. You could wear it with blue denim jeans as well if you wanted to. I don't like wearing matching denim top and bottom. I feel a bit, I don't know, it's probably back in fashion again now, but I always feel a bit weird in it. But I will wear black denim with blue denim or whatever. So yeah, I just thought this was good from that point of view as well. And yeah, you could make that boxy version, and it is a unisex pattern as well, so you can make it for men or women. And the measurements on this one are the hips, just bear with me, that's the finished garment measure. The size chart says the waist is runs from a 24 inch up to a 47 inch. The bust is from a 32 up to a 54, and the hips are from a 34 up to a 57. So that gives you an idea of the sizes on that one. I should actually as well tell you the sizes on the Lunar trousers, because I don't think I told you that, so apologies, I missed those out. But the Lunar trousers run from a 26.5 inch waist to a 51 inch waist, and a 34.5 inch hip up to a 59 inch hip, just so you know what you're working with there. And then finally, Lisl & Co have released a few new patterns. There was a couple of dresses that accompanied this one, but I chose the Chaval coat. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it's a lovely classic coat design. It's got an open collar and lapel at the front, single breasted button down. It's got, let me just have a look. So fully lined, it's like a boyfriend coat really. They call it a menswear style coat, but yeah, boyfriend coats have been really big for the last few years. So it's that's the sort of style it's looking at, and apparently it will teach you some nifty new sewing skills without overwhelming you, so that's always nice to hear. It's got a back walking vent, 2-piece sleeves, so that gives you a nice good fit on the sleeves, a traditional notch collar with banana stand. Not heard that terminology before, please enlighten me if you've heard of that before or not. And then it's got double piped front pockets with flaps, and I think the reason I like this coat is because, okay, we are heading into spring now, but you know, often in the UK here we won't start to feel any really nice warm weather till probably the end of April, beginning of May. So you know, you still may well be wearing coats up until then. It's never too late to make a winter coat, guys. I failed miserably with my winter coat sewing plans. That magical time I thought I was going to find over Christmas never really happened, but you know, there is still time if it's something you'd like to get done this year, and I just thought this was a lovely classic design that, you know, would stand the test of time if you're going to put the effort into making a coat. Size wise, the bust runs from a 32.5 up to a 46, 25 inch waist up to a 38.5 inch waist, and a 35 inch hip up to a 48.5 inch hip. And the fabric I chose to make it with, I was obviously having a bit of a grey theme today, but I've always loved this coat fabric. This will be the one, if I ever get round to it, that I would make a coat with. And it's a beautiful silver wool polyester mix. It's got a tiny subtle silver sparkly fleck in it, and I think it was like I'm pretty sure it was an ex-designer, an ex-brand. I think I can't remember the name of them, but it feels like a lovely quality fabric, it really does. And yeah, I just thought, you know, classic grey for a classic coat, and you'd be able to wear that through the spring, the autumn and the winter. It'd look great paired with jeans or dresses or whatever else you want to wear it with. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. As I mentioned at the start of the video, everything I talk about, I'll put the links below. You can also find a link to our website below as well. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.